Wherever you are in the world. This is your new life show host, broadcasting from New York, Chris Song. How are you, Marina?
Wow, Chris, such a privilege to have you here. And I can't wait to see what's happening, what is exciting, what are the breaking news. You are a man on a mission. I just want to say hi from London, and I hope our listeners are all ears. And yes, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here. It's a real blessing and honor to be here with you again. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on your show.
So Chris, last time we've been talking about your vision, and before you shared with our listeners your story and how you've been given the second chance and how you took that chance with both arms. And what happened since? I know you've been traveling, I know you've been growing your family, and you are growing to this amazing person who can deliver your life purpose. Tell us more.
Yeah. So I just recently came back from Korea. We had a trip with the family. And yeah, as you said, I was given a second chance. And instead of it really allowing it to uh, knock me on my butt, I really was able to just grab it by two horns and really take that second chance. And it could either make you or break you, as they say. It could only make you stronger. If God doesn't kill you, it could only make you stronger. So yeah, I was able to really just take that second chance and really say to myself, I could really use this to really just spill the love, God's love that He had for me to others. And so, yeah, I was able to share that with the few of the organizations that I'm a part of.
So you've been working constantly with other people to create a better life, second chances for people who otherwise won't have access even to education. So
Correct.
what is happening now? How far into the project you got?
So currently, right now, I think I said this earlier. We're sponsoring 100 kids in Nicaragua, and we are sponsoring north of 75 kids in Cambodia. Don't have means to education, clean water, health, some basic health care, and more importantly, just the love that of just one another, of humanity, just someone to show not just a monetary gift, but the gift of love, that really inspires them as a mentor, to really not only just put food on the table, but more importantly, to show them that they are loved. There's someone on the other side of the world that they don't even know, their sponsors, could really, show that love.
So how it feels to be a total stranger to somebody who is changing their life because of you? How that makes you feel?
It was an incredible feeling, Marina. I mean, I was blessed to, I think it was like 7 years ago, um, sponsor my first child. And initially, I didn't know him. All it was a picture and a short bio about him and his family. But throughout the years, we were, writing letters to each other, um, and I was able to finally visit him a few years back. Actually going back with a few of the board members, January 13th to the 18th. It's going to be a 5-night mission trip to Nicaragua. We're going to be visiting the sites, Trujillo, um, and we're going to visit the kids there. My child especially. I'll never forget when I went there the last time. and he hugged me and he called me Papa. So I mean, I literally I have him like right on my wall. I don't know if you see, but here he is.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is Antonio Peralta.
Antonio. Oh my God, he's so good looking.
Right?
You must be
Yes,
so
yes.
proud. You must be so proud.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
He knows you are going to see him?
no, it's a surprise. So
That's
yeah, so he doesn't even know we're coming. So he knows that the team is coming, but the team goes maybe a couple times a year. But he has no idea I'm coming, and I wanted to keep it that way so that I could surprise him.
wow. So, for people who are not involved in philanthropic missions and they never done much apart from perhaps helping a neighbor or uh, giving away books or clothes to charities, what is, if you could explain, what is the mission about? What are you going to achieve during this 5 days trip?
It's really to scan the needs. Again, we don't want it to be just a monetary sponsorship where, they send money and they're just fed and educated, but more importantly, to really establish a rapport with each child, and so that we could bring that back to their sponsors and have the sponsors more involved in their lives, whether it be through mentorship or just the act of love. Really, that's what really drives people to become the best or the best that they could be. Really, that's what happened with me. If it weren't for my mentors who really gave me the time of day through love, right? Ultimately, it comes down to really just pouring into an individual, and that's what really we're trying to establish that report, because throughout the years it's just been a monetary support, but we wanted to make it a lot more than that. So that's the main purpose of this mission trip this time around.
So you are going to go there with a view on what's possible and to assess their needs and
Correct.
prioritize what will help them more to make the next step and help them connect with the people who are helping them and don't feel that it's just somebody is sending them money, but there are people who care for them. There are people who really want them to turn into great adults, into great human beings, and they could themselves pay forward, learn how to pay forward.
Correct. Yes. So as you said, as you mentioned, we want to build up leaders, leaders that will not only uh, receive the love that they receive from their sponsors, but also able to pay it forward, like you just mentioned. Biblically it says, we could give a man a fish to eat, but we want them to be fishermen. We want them to learn to fish on their own, learn a craft, a trade, where they're able to really not only create an income, but also to spill that love over and pay it forward.
This is a great mission, a tall order, I would say. I can imagine that the distance, the geographical distance between you and Antonio is not easy to
Mm.
bear. But I was wondering, how is your family? How are your children? How is their perception knowing they have a brother far away in a different country? And they're very young, your children, they're absolutely angels. And I just wonder, how do you manage that kind of introduction
Mm.
of Antonio into your own family?
So the reason, it's very important to me, and my family, especially my daughter. She's 33 months now, and we pray for them all the time. We pray for them. When I pray during meals, and I sometimes I forget and I leave him out of the prayer. She'll interrupt me while I'm praying and say, "Oh, you got to pray for, for the kids back in Nicaragua, or in Cambodia, or in Africa." So she corrects me, my 3-year-old. So it's awesome that this time around I'm bringing my whole family so that my daughter could experience on ground zero. She could see you know, what we're doing. She could see where dad's sponsor dollars are going. She could see that these kids, they often live on less than $1 a day. And just to really see it, not just from her eyes, but feel it in her heart as well. So I'm very excited. I'm bringing my kids. My son's only 9 months old, so he's not going to really understand. But
You'll be
I want.
surprised. You'll be surprised. Kids are so
Right.
smart nowadays. So yes. So I was wondering, Chris. You know what? When you go there and you get to know them, and how hard is for you to leave them behind?
Oh, it's really heartbreaking. I mean, I have videos in my hard drive. I mean, when we go there, they just the twinkle in their eyes. They're all waiting there. As soon as the bus pulls up, all of them are running to us. Giving us big bear hugs, and we have the best time. The best fellowship. But when we leave, it's really heartbreaking. It really is. You see, a lot of tearing and crying, and very emotional. But that gives me the fuel that I need to take back home and to really apply everything that we assessed on the field, and go back with the team and apply that, and really, you know, hold the meetings that we need, and to really see what we could do to help them even further. The next step. Well, okay, what is the next step? What is the next step? And that's what the board has really done in the past few years, and I'm really honored to be a part of that.
So, at what stage are you with your progress? I mean, I know you have a huge heart, and I know that you got a grand vision to expand this project and have this school, the same model, run through various countries around the globe. But in terms of where Antonio lives, what is happening now? How far into the project are you and your team with helping these children?
So we have built a school in Leon, Nicaragua. It's Promise Kids Academy. We also built community centers within, because we have 3 sites in Nicaragua for these sponsor kids. We have built a community center because they just, it's just a big playing field, and it gets really hot. I mean, 95, 100 degrees, and they have nowhere to go. They have no community center. So we raised the funds through our efforts, and we built community centers. So now they have a place of gathering, of worship, a community where they're not in the scorching heat. And so that was the phase one. We need to build a community center. So, and then now we have the teachers that are going out there. We've hired teachers to help with the education piece of it. So not only do they have a community center where they just play and gather, but now they have fellowship and they hear the word, and we educate them with different subjects. So now we have that. We put the community center together. We have the teachers in place. They're eating right. They make sure that they're fed. They have the basic medical needs. Now, what's next? So that's why this next mission trip is for really just empowering these children, They're grown up. I mean, I've sponsored Antonio since he was 5. Now he's 12 years old. You know, he's becoming a young man, and he's going to be in his adult days very soon. So, what is the next step? Is really to help them, mentor them, not just with what they learn through the education, the academic piece, but really to become leaders within their community and to really learn to become fishers of men also.
This is very, very impressive, Chris. I'm so humbled by what you do, and I was thinking that we could ask our authors in our community, because there are people from over 30 countries, and most of them will come to the Authors Awards at BAFTA this year in London. So perhaps we could put together books for them, because there are people who wrote books about their vision. There are non-fiction and fiction books, books for children. So yeah, you just inspire me to create a little strategy that will help them receive at least a few hundred books.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, anything. I mean, from supplies to books, any used stuff that people aren't using. If someone's junk could be their treasure, really. So that'd be awesome, Marina.
Wow, Chris. So I'm very excited about the next step for Antonio, because he's with the right people at the right time. And once he grows and having you as a role model, he is going to deliver the same kindness and the same vision that you have for humanity. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye, guys.